Hi all, today we're diving into a handful of essential tips for anyone just starting out in Conan Exiles, and hopefully help you kickstart your journey. If you're new to the game, you will quickly notice that Conan Exiles is not a game that holds your hand or has quests you can follow. However, instead of a traditional tutorial, the game has something called the journey system. Journeys are a collection of mini-tutorials that guide you through most of the game's gameplay basics. And completing them does not only reward you with XP, but also some rewards. Active journeys can be tracked on your HUD, and you can also enable an option in your gameplay settings to auto-switch to the next journey if one is completed. And if you'd rather figure everything out by yourself, no problem, the journey system is completely optional and you can also disable it from being shown under your UI settings. Whether you experience it after taking your first steps or after becoming a bit more adventurous, dying in Conan Exiles is part of the game, and it happens to everyone now and then, even veterans. To avoid spawning in the beginning of the desert when you die, the first thing you learn is to place a bedroll. Then, once you get started with building a base, you most likely upgrade to a bed. Now, a thing to remember is that you can actually place a bedroll in addition to a bed, allowing you to have a second spawn point of your choosing. This is especially useful if you venture into more dangerous territory or plan to be further away from your base. Consider the bedroll a mobile spawn point you can spontaneously place wherever you are. However, placing a second bedroll will destroy your previous one, so keep that in mind. Oh, there is one exception. If you own the Isle of Sipta DLC, then you can have a separate bed and bedroll there in addition to any in the Exiled lands. When it comes to building, it's worth mentioning that building pieces decay over time. This applies primarily to official servers, as admins of private servers and anyone who plays in single player can disable building decay. The more and the higher tier building pieces are connected, the longer the decay timer. However, the current maximum on official servers is 10 days. If you or a clan member are close to the structure, the decay timer refreshes again, but starts counting down once out of range or offline. If you craft and equip a repair hammer and hover over your placed building pieces, you can see the current decay timer, so make sure to always keep an eye on your structures. And lastly, your repair hammer will also tell you what's needed to repair in case your buildings get damaged. If you find yourself in a fight that's likely to end badly or run into a group of enemies by accident, you can always try to run them off, or if water is nearby, swim them off. Entering water and swimming a tiny bit out will de-aggro enemies as they can't follow you into the water. This is especially helpful if you just started playing and explore the beginner zone around the large river. Explore, explore, explore. Exploring new camps, vistas or other points of interest does not only add their icons to your map, but also gives you a chunk of XP every time. Exploring the world does not only help with XP, but there are also countless recipes and other secrets that can be found. From lore books, new recipes and emotes, to hidden treasures. Keep your eyes open and don't forget to climb. Chests and secrets are hidden everywhere, even in high places. Oh, and if you come across one of these ghosts, there's a good chance of a secret being nearby. Speaking of climbing, exploring at great heights or balancing on dangerous structures can easily end in death if you fall. To avoid this, make sure to crouch. Whenever you crouch, you can't fall. Yep, we figured that one out late as well. While the game doesn't have a minimap, there's an optional compass you can enable in your UI settings. If you're not too familiar with the environment and the various points of interest yet, this can definitely be helpful when it comes to orientation. And if you want to see some extra details displayed on your HUD, then turn on these three options in your settings. Show health bar values, show stamina bar values, and show survival stats details. Having these on makes the following stat icons easier to read and understand as you get used to the game. If you're not yet fully set up to go traditional thrall hunting, or simply don't like it, there are alternative ways to get followers. To learn more about all, check out our dedicated video. But if you're still fairly new to the game, the easiest alternative is finding prisoner cages. If you kill the jailer NPC that can usually be found nearby, you will get a key that lets you open the cage. This will free the prisoner and convert them instantly to be your follower. Excited about trying sorcery, but no idea where to start? In order to learn the basics and begin your sorcery training, head to Shaleback Hollow, a cave in E5. You'll encounter several enemies and get a small corruption debuff in there. But once you made it to the end of the cave, you can unlock the basic sorcery knowledge by interacting with this sorcery bench. And you will also be rewarded with some items to get you started. Bonus tip: if you make your way to the area behind the statue at the far end of the cave, you'll find several loot chests which usually contain quite a few good items and resources. There is also one legendary chest, but for that one you'll need a key that only drops from world bosses. Are you planning your next, more exciting base, but feel you are still lacking a lot of the materials for building with better building sets? Don't worry, you can get started with cheaper building pieces and start designing your base. In Conan Exiles, building pieces can be retrospectively upgraded, meaning you simply replace what's built with a different set once you have what you need. It's that easy. It's easy to get over-encumbered when picking up too much loot. I mean, who can leave all this good stuff behind? Sometimes you can also find packs with supply materials that drop from bearer NPCs. You can recognize them by the large backpack they wear. These usually contain various different things, like stacks of different resources. Our tip: do not open these packs until you are back in your base. The loot they can contain can be heavy, and it's easier to just drop their contents right into chests in your base. As long as you don't open them, they always have a lot less weight in your inventory. Speaking of storage chests, you can not only name your chests, but you can also decide which chests allow for crafting directly from storage and which don't. For even more storage organization, you can also use signs to mark their contents, or some of the wall paints that can be purchased in the bazaar. If you created your toon hastily or weren't 100% set on the look throughout character customization, then you will be delighted to hear that you can change most of the appearance options a little bit later down in the game. At level 45, you can unlock the knowledge for the Orb of Nergal, a type of workbench that can be placed in your base. Accessing the orb lets you enter a similar menu than what you have seen upon character creation and update your appearance. Should you come across one of the various world bosses and manage to defeat them, then you will notice that they always drop a special key upon harvesting their dead body. These skeleton keys open legendary chests that are usually found at the end of dungeons and in select hidden locations. So, if you have one or multiple keys, don't forget to take them with you if you decide to enter a dungeon, as you're gonna need them. And lastly, take your time. The way to level 60 is the most fun you'll ever have. From progressing your crafting and gear, to getting followers, exploring new biomes and venturing into the various dungeons for the first time. There is no need to rush, power level or cheese through the game. Simply take every challenge as it comes and enjoy the way getting there. Now, if you found any of these tips helpful or would like to see more content from us, make sure to subscribe, give us a thumbs up or join our channel memberships. Your support makes all the difference.